Hello, welcome to the Dimp Digital Podcast. We're on episode number 53, and this time you got myself Apps and the Brothers of Destruction, the gruesome twosome, the terrible twins. It's Logan and Mr. Piper. Gents, how you doing?
Alright.
Good.
Hiya.
Excellent. So the brothers are back in force together, and I'm concerned about how this particular episode is going to go, because the listeners, I think, might lose out, and I mean the quality's low anyway, but this could be an all-time low for them, the way I look at it, because I've got to deal with you two. And for those that don't know, me, Mr. Piper and Logan are currently working our way through Diablo 3 on the PS4. Now, we've got an agreement in place where we'll all jump on Sunday mornings about 8 AM UK time, and we're not going to play it unless all three of us are on, so we can all kind of level up together and no one steams off. Now, last week, there was a patch, wasn't there, for Diablo? So I noticed this on Thursday or Friday. To avoid delays, I send a little message around to our group, our Diablo group, and say, look, there's a patch, all download it, and then we'll be ready for Sunday, no messing around. I roll up and scrape myself out of bed Sunday morning after staying up till 3:30 to watch the UFC. 10 minutes past, I get a bloody message from Piper saying, I forgot about this update. 50 minutes away. And I'm sitting there seething. Because, Piper, you've got absolutely no excuse for that, have you?
It slipped my mind.
It slips your mind?
You get busy, don't you, during the week?
All you had to do was literally turn the PlayStation on. I think it would automatically download it. Rest mode, job done.
Yeah, but, Alex was watching Celebrity Big Brother and it just costed.
It did cost, because I was bloody tired, sitting there livid. Then you start at 50 minutes, okay. Took an hour in the end, so that was a lie, because you tried to go on Rocket League for about 20 minutes. So that slowed it up. So then, Piper's finally online, ready to play. I'm just finishing up my toast. I think, well, I've got a chance to eat now. Then I get a message from Logan saying it's binned. Piper then informs me that Logan has deleted Diablo and he can't play it now. So what on earth were you doing?
Oh, it was starting to really stress me out. I thought, right, I was on Diablo.
Yeah.
And
well, we both were. We was waiting, weren't we? We were on Drive Club for a little while.
No, this was before you got online. So
right, okay.
I was online, had the game ready, all set. I'd sorted all my shit out, ready to go.
Oh,
and
I
was like, join. And Paper was like, I can't, it won't let me. It's all sorts of disaster. So I was like, fucking hell. I was like, right, well, this is a common problem on the Xbox, so all I've got to do is close the game and restart it.
Yeah. And
I wasn't concentrating. I think I might have had Hearthstone open on my laptop as well.
Fuck me.
So I was multitasking, and inadvertently, instead of close, I just pressed delete.
Now they're nowhere near each other on the menu, though, are they?
No, they're not. But I'm not that. I'm not that familiar yet, really, with the PlayStation, to do it without really paying attention. And I reckon subconsciously, close application on the Xbox is near the bottom.
Yeah,
so I reckon
possibly.
I've subconsciously done that and just deleted it. And then I went to reboot it, and I was like, well, where the fuck is it? And I was like, well, fuck this. I've got to re-download this fucking update now for some reason.
Yeah.
So I was just like, right, I ain't doing it, bin it. I can't be bothered. Regardless of time, how long it'll take, it's gone. It obviously weren't meant to happen.
No, so we didn't get to play Diablo Sunday because
it's all that cunt's fault, though. That's what annoyed me.
To be fair, that was the catalyst.
But you can't blame other people for your mistakes, can you?
Well, that is another good point there.
If there was a causatory link, the actual thing that facilitated it was you not fucking doing that download when you were told to.
Wow.
Well, but you could say you waking up on time and notifying us is actually getting us up an hour of bed. So
come on.
I don't know. It could go roundabouts this.
Well, I just need to get the listeners to know this, that you are the brothers that have been separated. There's always a bumble in the pair of you, and sometimes you're doing it twice. So I think they need to be made aware of this before they sit down for perhaps up to an hour to listen to this shit. And we can kind of apologise in advance if this turns out to be a shambles, because we flushed away one of the easiest ways to play co-op on a Sunday. Now, speaking of co-op, the hot topic in the last week or so has probably been The Division, and in my mind this looks like a co-op game through and through. We've had the beta out there. There's news of an open beta coming February the 16th, so everybody that wants to go is going to get to go, and hopefully we can all jump on, have a go together. I don't want to dive too much into The Division yet, simply because I'm the only one out of us three who've actually played it. But you pair of sad cases did sit there and watch me stream it on a lonely Saturday night. And apart from my obviously shocking ability, Logan, what was your kind of takeaways from watching that? Because I was going to start with Piper actually, but I know he didn't watch it all because he got up and walked off and come back saying, what's happened? PvP? And I was like, oh my god, goodness sake.
Come back to the chat, there's about 20 questions from statements and all sorts of shit. I was like, fuck off. I watched the whole thing. I sat there and watched it with a couple of beers. I was quite happy with that. I was alright.
What beer?
It was fine, yeah. I don't know why, as I say, it looks to me like it controls, or it looks similar to The Last of Us. That's obviously not really the case. It was just the first impression that come to mind. I think that's solely because it was third person. I don't know why.
It's because you've been watching the bloody Last of Us being played, probably.
Yeah, and I just thought, hang about. But yeah, it's like, it looks like that sort of, you're looking down that sort of image, but it's like a cross between that and Destiny.
Yeah,
that's my first impressions of it, and it looks okay. But I think, as I say, I don't know what sort of detail. I don't want to give any spoilers away. It's not really a spoiler observation, but I just don't. I'm not sold on this whole sort of level business with humans.
What has it been etched in an environment where it's truer to life than say Destiny, where it's sci-fi. So you're shooting real people and they're not going down as you think.
So for some reason, my mind says to me, like, when I'm playing Destiny, some fucking alien bastards.
Yeah.
And it's okay for that to be.
They can take a pounding.
Yeah. For some reason in my mind, that is
totally
allowable.
Understand. Yeah.
But when you've got just an average Joe standing in front of you that's 2 or 3 levels above you and he won't go down, and he's just a bullet sponge, I think, right.
Hang on.
Yeah, it's really weird because they've obviously gone for this sort of realistic, plausible setting, and then sticking a level on everyone. I don't know. It just seems a bit. I can't get my head around it. It's like my brain's going, right, I want to immerse myself in this reality. But at the same time, I know that I've got to put a round of machine gun in this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bit sort of extreme. It's not a round, but.
Well, sometimes it is. It's more than a round. You were saying,
when you started playing it, you're going, right, it shouldn't be taking all this to put him down, should it?
Well, I was probably aiming at his feet, knowing me, though. Yeah. So they'd probably have critical points that, sting out of it. Piper, you watched probably about 30% of it before you obviously got bored and then walked off. What was your, again, keep it kind of brief because you've not played it, but what was your kind of takeaways from your observations of watching it?
It looked good.
Cool, down on this, aren't we?
What do you mean?
Oh, that sounded negative. Straight away.
Yeah, well, I've just been sitting there listening to Logan. I was just trying to rack in my head what points of it I was going to take away and what I could say that was really good about it. And the only thing that I could think about was it looked quite good. I like leveling and grinding games, but I agree where Logan's coming from. I don't really like leveling and grinding when I'm a human.
Brothers.
It makes no sense to me.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I was hoping maybe for a bit more on the whole PvP part. That's the bit I was really interested in, if I'm being honest. And
Fuck's sake.
I was just maybe it's because I wasn't playing and I was watching. I'm not very good at watching other people play, and that's why I probably wasn't watching as much as I should have. But it just I'm not yet sold, to be honest, on it. And at the stage of the time, I'll play the open beta to see what it's like, but. It's not one I'm going to grab yet.
No, okay. I think that'd be good. I mean, when the open beta comes, I think we should all, as we've done with Diablo, play that together and give that a go, and then that will give us actually a decent opinion of what's going on. Because I was playing it on my own, so that ain't the way to play any of those sort of games, is it?
I think, just chiming in again, I think I could deal with or accept or put behind me the leveling on the humans. I mean, there are other games that has levels on humans and stuff. It's not the only one, but I think if I knew that I'd go, right, you get to this level, or there's this cool weapon, or I think if I had that sort of incentive, I could
work towards it.
But I think that, I mean, when we're playing Diablo, we've played it. I mean, even by our first session, we'd all geared up to something really cool.
Yeah.
Destiny, you're always waiting for that new gun that looked amazing, or had these really sharp edges on it, and all that bit of like something that looks really cool and
something aesthetically. I've fucking fuck that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, aesthetically pleasing. Yeah,
really tangled up.
I don't know. with a realistic. I mean, they're obviously going with realistic guns. I mean, you've got M11 carbines and things like that.
Aesthetically.
Yes,
yeah,
got there.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because that is a big driver, isn't it, in doing these games in Essential, just that you want your guy to look unique and look cool. And they're kind of limited in what they can offer, I feel. I mean, maybe we've not seen everything that is to offer, but what else can you do apart from stick a hat on a human and go, there you go. How does that look? Yeah, well, beards. Yeah, but again, you kind of set that at the beginning, don't you? It'd be cool if you got rewarded a beard, and then it might feel like you've achieved the beard. Or over time it grew, like The Witcher. That would be cool, but they're not going to do that. But let's do that. Destiny, almost. The Division done. Having a nightmare here. Division done. This particular game got you thinking, though, didn't it, Logan? About the design of games and them kind of designing co-op with it in mind. Let's hear your observations on this particular fault that you had, because you wanted to bring it up and have it as a discussion point.
Yeah, I think it's worth a discussion or bringing up. I mean, I think as I say, there's always been co-op games out there. I'm not saying that there hasn't been, but to me there seems to be like this rise in co-op games and things that are designed solely for online or are better actually with a co-op experience. I mean, dating back to my favourite game, as we all know, Modern Warfare.
Oh.
I think it was Modern Warfare. It might have been Modern Warfare 2, but they had Spec Ops. So you had a sole campaign, you had an online multiplayer, and they'd chuck Special Ops in there, which were effectively co-op mini missions, if you like.
I like them.
I never did them, actually.
Wow.
It's something that I always wanted to go back and do. But anyway, yeah, so they had that. They had a clear line drawn between what was solo, what was online multiplayer, and what was co-op. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now I kind of think that games have been designed so because internet's so accessible, because everyone's got accessible broadband, and everyone's capable of doing it. Everyone's got Xbox Live as a minimum now. I think companies are going, right, well, everyone's playing together a bit more. Let's just do more co-op stuff. Everyone wants to play together all the time, so we'll design it more around the game being at its peak with other people on it. And that also, rather than one person buying it, enjoying it, your other mate's going to go, here, get that. Yeah. It's awesome, we can do it together, and it boosts their sales. So, I mean, even things recently for us, we're doing Diablo. We've got, I've got Battlefront.
Yeah.
For some reason, Battlefield was etched in my head there. Yeah. But you got Battlefront, which is essentially you can only do that multiplayer, really, unless you do the offline stuff yourself. But no one's be doing that. And then you've got Destiny, which was obviously a key one, which is completely online and is better with more people. I think that's quite clear.
Yeah.
Now you've got the Division, which is, by the looks of it, going down the same sort of route. And I'm sure if you go back through it, there are loads of these games. But I think my point is even the campaigns now. I mean, the campaign in Call of Duty used to be completely solo. Now the campaign's got you can do it co-op.
And people were saying it's better co-op. There's even situations in that where I've seen it on the video reviews where one person will be on the ground and the other person can jump in a jet and fight from that. So they're actually adding things into the game design, the level design, to encourage you to play it through with other people.
And I think in my head, I don't know if this is a good thing or not. I mean, I think it's a good thing to have the option.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between going, right, well, there's an AI guy there, you can replace him with a human if you want, but it won't really affect anything.
Yeah.
But I think now they seem to be designing it around co-op play to make the game complete.
Yeah, co-op comes first.
I don't know. I think we need
chimer.
No, I just think we just we need to also be careful. I think how we're sort of how you positioning this.
Not on this podcast.
There's a difference in my mind between co-op and multiplayer.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
So like we're talking about things like you talk about Battlefront. In my mind, that's multiplayer. That's not co-op. Whereas you talk about, in my mind, a co-op experience is something where you're fighting AI and not other humans with your friends, and you're doing stuff against AI with your friends. So. We need to. I think we just also need to sort of take a step away and say, well, actually, that's built for a multiplayer purpose rather than a co-op purpose. Diablo, the thing that gets me with co-op is I don't like games, as you rightly say, is where
I don't like games. I want a gaming podcast
where you're forced into doing things co-op, whereas you want to be able to play it single player. I think Diablo covers that very well. We're playing that at the moment. I could go through that on my own if I wanted, but I'm enjoying it a lot more with playing it with you guys in co-op. However,
so it's enhanced.
Yeah, but it's enhanced because I'm enjoying playing with friends. It's not enhanced because the gameplay's changed because I'm with friends.
And your brother.
It brings me down when as you were talking about then, when you've got certain areas that you wouldn't be able to do if you was playing on your own. You should still be able to have that form of ability if you're playing on your own. But yeah, I think we just need to just separate multiplayer away from co-op.
There you go. Yeah, I think it's a tricky one because you've still got games out there that Fallout, for example. That's not going online anytime soon. As much as I would love that to be, I mean, the potential of having that as a co-op game could be fantastic, but it could also be shit. Like you don't know with these games that are designed around single player how adding another human in there who's messing around with shit, going through doors they shouldn't, upsets the balance of a game. So and you look at things like Guild Wars, one of your favourite games, Piper. That is something that you used to go off and play that on your own.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I must have spent sometimes 8 hours a day just on my own, just sort of cleaning out areas of the map and stuff like that. I wouldn't consider that a co-op game. I'd consider that a game and a multiplayer game where there's an environment with other people. But there are elements where I could join with my friends and play with them, but not in terms of that would affect the story much.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised by your viewpoint, knowing that you think it's not a good idea. I thought you'd be well up for all this.
I can't make out whether it is a good idea or not. I think as well, although you draw a line between co-op and multiplayer, I'd also think, from my point of view, online multiplayer is actually enhanced by having other people to play with as well. So I think the same applies. I don't think there's many online multiplayer games where I'd rather play that on my own.
Well, it depends who you're playing with. If you're playing with someone poor like me, maybe you wish you did.
Well, Battlefront's the biggest single-player multiplayer game going.
A lot of people are playing at the moment. Atkins was saying that last week. He sat there and sunk hours into that on his own. But it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Why is that getting away with it?
I don't know. As I say, I think the only reason for me that it gets away with it, because I don't really play online multiplayer on my own anymore, but that is the one that I do, and I think because I can still immerse myself in a story in my head. I honestly think that it's just my head going, right, you're in Star Wars, and I go, yes, I'm on my own, that's fine.
Yeah.
For like Gears though, I don't think I've generally ever played Gears online alone.
Right. No, yeah.
So I think it does depend. I think Star Wars is an exception to the rule, because even Call of Duty in the later years, I didn't really play on my own.
No.
But yeah, I think, going back to what you said, that you're surprised that I'm not a fan of this. I am. I do like co-op, but I don't like the idea of games being designed solely around it. I don't know why. In my head, it just doesn't seem correct to do that. You should be able to get the same enjoyment. In my mind, if the game is designed for co-op, you should be able to get the same experience on your own. I'm not sure if I like the idea of having to rely on other humans to get the best out of my £40 game.
Well, I mean,
people are naturally unreliable.
Yeah, as we found out.
GTA Heists is a prime example of.
And especially, it's different when you're 18, because you don't really have money, you don't really have stuff going on. You're getting from college, work, or whatever, and you'll be about and go to bed late. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more doable. But nowadays, 10 years on, it's a lot. People have got stuff going on. They've got lives. We've all got different jobs at different hours, and generally anyway. So it's really hard to get a core group to be available all the time. And it just makes it really difficult to go, and you end up
commit to it. Yeah,
it makes it really difficult commit to it. And you go, right, well, now you've committed part of it. You go, well, I can't just steam ahead, and it won't even be better if I do. So
no,
you're just hamstrung by other people, and it can be good, and because when you're doing it, it's really good.
Yeah.
But as I say, it can be. The disappointing thing for it is if you get yourself really excited to play it and you let down, or if something happens, you're just in other people's hands. I don't like the idea that it's not in my own hands. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a lot of games I play; they're normally not exclusively, but a lot of them are single player games designed around playing on your own. There's no reliance on any other humans to be costing me. I can sit down and play it whenever I want, and I like the option of that. And I think the reason why we've done okay with Diablo is that we've actually set time aside and planned it, and that's the way to do it if we are going to do it, is plan these things, because as you know, Logan, we've been trying to do Borderlands with Hall as well, and that's all come apart of the seams because
I've binned it.
You've been, well,
it ain't happening. So
because we haven't been around, and when it's been on the whim, and I think as we all get older and time is slowly slipping away for our lives as well, that window of just doing stuff on a whim doesn't quite appeal as much as it used to, because we're busy, or maybe you just can't be bothered to jump on and deal with our immature behaviour for the evening. You just want to veg out and play a game on your own and get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, I think especially for a lot of us, you spend all day babbling with other people and dealing with shit all the time. And sometimes
you have to speak to Logan.
Yeah, and then the last thing you want to do is have to contend with a load of shit. Sometimes you just want to immerse yourself in your own little hidey hole and a bit of silence and immerse yourself in a game. So yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I think we'll call that to a close. That's the Division and co-op discussions done with. Now we're going to move on to. It's going to be quite EA heavy, this podcast, because they've done a lot of stuff in the last couple of. Well,
biggest in the game.
Biggest. There was no reason for that.
No Titanfall if you want to get rid of EA. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, they've in the last couple of weeks, so they've done quite a bit. They've announced a few things. They had a financial report that come out and that had some very interesting information in it.
£2 billion loss.
Well, that is a stinger. But what we found out is that according to their financial report, Titanfall 2 and Mass Effect Andromeda are due out before the end of their financial year, which will be March 2017.
No, I need Mass Effect to come out this year.
That's what I was saying. They've not committed that to 2016. They've said by the end.
That's slipping, isn't it? 100%.
That is slipping. Well, I hope not, because I want it. But
if they put that in there, it's almost certainly slipping into 2017.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, that is. When you pick that one up, that is a concern. I mean, we'll go through. Obviously, XCOM 2 is already out, and that's on my list, and we'll get the score of that later on. But yeah, I'll try to pick things that are either due out early part of the year, or I knew was going to come sort of latest by summer. Anything I hadn't seen enough of, I binned. And No Man's Sky was the one where I'm a bit worried still.
That'd be fine.
Will it be any good though?
Destiny syndrome.
Everyone's going to cream their pants over No Man's Sky. We all know what's going to happen with that.
Oh, hopefully, but
people are just going to lie, just say it's good to see not like.
10 out of 10.
Exactly.
It's only 2 hours long, mate. Yeah, but it's the best 2 hours you'll have. They've bumped the price up to £90. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's fine. But Titanfall 2, Logan, that's got to appeal to you because we was all big fans of Titanfall. That is one game we always just sit down, and we were happy to play that one on a whim, weren't we?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's fantastic Titanfall. I'd still definitely go back and play it now.
Yeah.
It's such a good game. It's exhausting, but
yeah.
I'm just a bit Titanfall was so good. I think, right, are they going to go and do a Call of Duty with this and fucking pile it up with shit on it?
Yeah.
And it'll be too much for me.
85 fucking Titans to customise.
Yeah, like this is what I mean. There was too much customisation for them Titans anyway. You couldn't. They gave you about 400,000 emblems that you could never see. And I think, what am I doing? But I expect they'll put in another couple of Titans and
coming to PlayStation. That's the big thing, though.
Yeah.
Well, that they will do. When I was going to say, Piper, are you interested in this? Because we've all raved about it since it was out on Xbox. What was that, 2 years ago now? Is this something that you could potentially get involved with or not? I mean, it is. This is not a co-op game. This is a multiplayer, competitive game. This will be.
It depends. I guess
the reviews.
No, not really. It depends on whether you guys are going to get it on Xbox or on PlayStation. Speaking to Logan earlier, or the other day, he was like, definitely Xbox only.
What?
So it makes me think like, then I reckon you're probably not getting it on Xbox because Hall have it on Xbox as well. So
we've got Adkins and Biff now on PlayStation.
I've not played them on Battlefront once yet. Battlefront was the tester. And Battlefront.
The only reason you bought a PlayStation, Battlefront, really.
That was my test. It wasn't the only reason, but it was one of the reasons. And that was me dipping my toes in the water to see people's availability, and it has disappointed massively. So I see no reason why I should get multiplayer on the PlayStation. There may be more people on there, but 100% Pete will end up getting Titanfall 2.
Yeah, but he's a lightweight, isn't he? In halls, look at Borderlands. Come on.
Yeah.
It's crumbled, so no one's reliable.
No one is reliable.
Hopefully we'll get it on PC, shall we? Just invest.
Do that.
Mac version.
Buy a rig.
Yeah, just absolutely invest. What do you want from Titanfall 2 then, Logan? You said you don't want it overcomplicated. Would you...
Yeah.
I mean, one of the big criticisms, and it's going to come up again if they decide to go down this route, no campaign.
Yeah.
Now, would that be an issue this time round where you think, come on, stick one in there? Fuck's sake. Stop enabling this shit.
Yeah, I know. I knew you
Makes me cross.
I was okay. It seemed a bit of a shock at first with Titanfall. They made more of an effort than Battlefront have. It's still a token throwaway nonsense. Not really worth it.
Yeah, it isn't.
But I don't know. It doesn't really seem to bother me. I think it'd be good if they did, but I don't really know how it's going to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what point are they going to be only on foot missions? Do you have to do certain things within the campaign? Do you know what I mean? I think it's quite difficult.
You can't just call one in, can you? It's not going to be like that.
So
it'd be really cool for some of the set piece they could do with that.
Yeah, it
would be incredible.
I mean, I could be completely wrong. They might decide that they want to bung it in this time, but I don't really know what I want from them. Titanfall felt like to me
done.
Yeah, but in all honesty, yeah. I mean, the one thing I don't want them to do, I'd rather them take something out and replace it, if that makes sense. So something that they've put in, like Titan weapon, don't just put another one in. Take one out and give me a new one or something. Mix it up like that. The one thing that I hate about Call of Duty is that I felt like they just piled on top of it every time. They didn't selectively choose what they thought worked and what they thought might be better or more interesting or more fun. I think I felt like they just stuck shit on customization and bollocks and made it all too complicated. So I'd like to see some really good maps, and that may sound stupid, but I'd like to be blown away by the environment as well. I thought it was good on Titanfall, but
can always be better.
It can always be better, and as with always with maps,
blowing it tonight.
You tend to find the fights only go on in like specified points.
Yeah, there's like choke points.
I'd like them to find a way of there being battle wherever you might go a little bit on it. So I don't know. I'm being overly picky and criticising them unnecessarily, but
you want it to be good. It's one of your darlings. You want it to be good. I know the feeling.
It was one of my favourite games. It was so good when it was released, and the frame rate on it was awesome, and it looked great, and everything was so smooth.
Yeah.
So I just don't want them to ruin it by piling shit on it.
Favourite game of this gen so far?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's got to be.
I just heard Hall's heartbreaking that Destiny didn't get it.
Oh well, Destiny was good, but Titanfall was, I don't know, there was just something about it that was just phenomenal, and the fact that I would go back to Titanfall right now. If someone texts me after this podcast and said, "Do you want a game of Titanfall?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
It's easy as that.
So
done.
For me, that just says it all. And if someone said Destiny, I'd go, "Nah."
Not interested in
I've
that.
done those missions.
Well, there you go. Titanfall 2. We expect it before March 2017. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm looking forward to that. That's right up my alley. I love the first three. More, please. I want that. They also announced in this financial report the new shooter this year is going to be Battlefield. No surprise there. I guess I'm just wondering whether they're going to go back to like a bad company style Battlefield, or if they're going to just stick with the kind of multiplayer. I mean, we had Hardline last year, which got a lukewarm reception. They handed that over to Visceral Games, and they've done an okay job with it. But be interesting. You kind of feel like it might tread on Battlefront's toes a little bit, coming out late next year. And there's probably still, we're going to go through the DLC for Battlefront in a second, but there's probably still DLC going to be coming out after that's released, and you kind of think, is there going to be any crossover there? But I suppose they're different enough for that.
Do a World War II one. That's what I'm asking.
Well,
If I don't see one of them in the next 18 months, I'll be livid.
Well, there's that Kickstarter you can back, Battalion, isn't it?
Well, can they be trusted?
No, but that's the beauty of Kickstarter. Back them.
I won't be backing. I'll be monitoring it.
How much is the? Do you know how much the Kickstarter?
100,000.
And how much you got to put in? Is there a minimum?
£22 guarantees.
Well, I think we should discuss that off air and finance that for you. 13 million Battlefront copies were shipped, not sold. Like, that always annoys me. Why put that in there? What does that prove? Oh, we printed a load off and sent them out. What? Why that got? Whoever's sitting there, like the investors go, sorry, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, we shipped a load of them though. We made tons of them. Enough for the next 5 years.
Yeah, are they being sold? That's what I want to know as an investor. How much money is that bringing back in? It's all going out the fucking door.
Yeah, but 13 million shipped, mate.
Yeah, there's bollocks in it. That does annoy me. And one of the funniest things is this report kind of... Microsoft have never revealed kind of their official stats for how many Xbox One consoles have been sold. They've never said it. It's always been guesses, and there's been people making guesses at it, essentially. Now, what they had in their report here is they said there was 55 million combined that were sold, and Sony had recently come out saying they'd sold 36, which kind of blew it away. And you know that by that point there's 19 million Xbox Ones out there, so inadvertently they've kind of said, look, this is the gap. chucked poor Microsoft under the bus.
Does that include PC copies as well, or is that hard copies only?
No, sorry, we've moved off. We're talking about consoles now. You've gone off again, haven't you? You've actually got up and walked off like you was in that stream, and come back halfway through a conversation.
Sorry,
he has been silent. He just binned it. He goes, I'll chime in a minute.
I've been picking my belly button, thinking about the world.
Jesus, 36 million PlayStation 4 sold, 19 million Xbox Ones. So the gap is there. That's what that was. Does that surprise you, Piper? I mean, we actually had this discussion when you was first on, I think.
No, it doesn't. It's not surprising because every generation there's a console of choice, and this console of choice this generation is the PlayStation. It doesn't matter. We can't beat around the bush about it. It just is. More people go into it. More, there seems to be getting more high level exclusives coming to it. More high level sort of content, DLC exclusives coming to it. So it's I don't know what it is. It's just this time it's won over the fans, and I think it just got off to the quicker start because it was Xbox had it in their hands with the 360, and they fucked it when they went down the TV and everything route. Whereas PlayStation
hasn't the Xbox One sold better than the 360 already?
Yeah, but that's irrelevant to the conversation now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's buying PlayStation, so PlayStation are winning the battle.
Everyone then bought PlayStation last year.
Blown it.
I don't know where you're going with that.
I'm just telling you the facts.
Let's get off that. It's not going well, that one, is it? This was the concern that someone would trip someone up. This is why in the opening 3 minutes I had to waste 5 minutes telling them a story about you pair, because this was always potentially going to happen, wasn't it? BattleFront DLC. So those of you that have bought the game, so Piper, this is what you're going to get for free: a Hoth-themed outfits for Luke and Han Solo, private matches, daily challenges, and community events. Tatooine is going to be unlocked for various multiplayer modes as well, whatever that means. And there's going to be new survival missions on Hoth. So, what do you think of that? Is that what you'd want? People can criticise Battlefront for being light in content. Is that enough if you've only bought the base game to keep you going, or do you think that's a bit of a slap in the face?
I don't think it's that light in content.
Fucking hell.
Well, I don't know why, but maybe I don't play many FPSs, so and those type of games, so I'm not really accustomed to it. But for me,
pick up Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and then you'll see it's bursting with content. Bursting with it. It's absolutely mad.
I think that, like, as long as they're showing that they're still thinking about the community and they're trying to expand the community, which is what you really want from a game. You want a game where, if it's going to be kept alive and it's got people playing on the servers consistently, you want the developers to be spending time keeping it going. And I don't need big chunks of DLC thrown at me for free or big chunks of content for free. Little drops every now and then, and it keeps me happy. It's the little things. I appreciate they've got their season pass where they're going to be releasing like the big content. Yeah, but as in between that, if they keep the little other bits of content dropping, just like some new skins and stuff like that, then it keeps everyone happy, doesn't it? Shows that they're still thinking about it.
Does it keep you happy, Logan? Because I don't think you're going to buy the season pass, are you? You've been let down by the Dimp members, so this game's washing out slowly.
I bung it on every now and again. I've started playing it a bit more recently, considering the first-person shooter heaviness of our co-ops dropped off a bit. Halo as well is another one with co-op. Anyway, right, yeah. So that's we're a bit first-person heavy for a little while, so I didn't pick it up.
Go third person.
No, it's not.
Well,
I'm not having that.
It's alright in third person, mate.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't really do third person unless.
Can you play as Luke first person? No, third person game. That would be that's what I'd say.
Yeah, you can't play as him.
No.
It's annoyed me. I've never thought about that. Anyway.
Ruined it for him now.
No,
snap the disc when he gets it.
If I can shoot through a gun, it's better in first person, is my perspective. But anyway.
Where else are you going to shoot from?
Stop picking up on bollocks like that. I know what he means. If you're shooting a gun, it should be first person is what he means.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've picked it up again recently, and I played a game the other day and absolutely blitzed it. It was good fun. I don't know if I'm going to buy that season pass.
Well, listen to what it is. So you've got, in March, you've got the Outer Rim, which will have Jabba the Hutt's Palace, which obviously is from the original... forgot that word. Trilogy. Cloud City, which is obviously and Death Star. I mean, these are all places that the original trilogy are kind of like. These are big moments in the films that people would be loving to go back. Real fans.
I can
Logan.
buy these separately, can't I?
Well, I've not actually seen that, but I imagine so. I mean, usually what they do is they'll go, right, you can have £50, but if you buy them separately, it's 28 or something like that. It'll be so you could pick and choose potentially. If they don't do that, that would be absurd because they're chucking away easy money there.
This is what I'm thinking. I will have a look at it. If I can... My concern sometimes with DLC is, and like, for example, right, the Destiny Season Pass, I went, right, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Because I know that I will be playing it long enough to make it worthwhile.
Wow.
Now, my question with Battlefront is, judging by the sporadic play I've had it since I bought it in November, is it going to go the length to me go, right, am I going to be picking it up this time next year? Not 100% sure. And I'm not too keen on the idea of £40 either. I don't know why.
What, for the season pass?
Yeah.
Well, that's a full game, isn't it? And you're paying for 4 pieces, one in March, one in the summer, one in autumn, and one that's not even known yet. You don't even know what that is. Unknown, early 2017.
Yeah, you see, that's what I mean. I think 2017, that's a year away.
You've got to love that game to have it that long, haven't you?
That's
from launch to 2017.
Yeah. I've got a bit of a theory around. Well, not a theory around, but sort of a theory around it.
It's to make money.
So the fourth bit of DLC, which they've not really announced, I think I've seen somewhere that they're looking to release it in about March 2017.
Rogue One, that'll be tied into that film.
So yeah,
spin-off.
The thing is, the way I'm looking at it, they've planned the DLC. They'll support it, you say, for like the 6 months potentially after that final DLC job, and then we got the next big Star Wars film. Is there going to be another game that coincides with that? Are we then
absolutely?
So are we looking at actually after that last DLC job, it will be probably supported for another 6 months, and then they'll fizzle out and release the next Star Wars game, and then it'll be interesting how they then do that, because do they just go down like the COD route and just sort of bring you new maps and just give you a few new weapons? But I don't know.
Full release.
Or do they do like maybe DLC add-ons and try and keep the game?
Do a fucking campaign, you bastards! Give me that, and I'll be. Yeah, I mean that is probably what they'll look at doing. The worry with that is, I always find though, is if you've been playing that game for 18 months essentially, is what they want you to do. Why they stretch out the DLC and the season pass. Do you then want to 6 months later go, I'll pick up another version of this? Another potentially £90 worth, because you might want the DLC and the full game for that. I feel like if you don't give people enough of a break, they're not going to be inclined to go and get the new stuff, get a brand new game, and they've just burnt themselves out in the last 18 months. I mean, I don't know who's playing one game for 18 months. I mean, at this rate, I might be playing Fallout for 18 months because I ain't getting through that anytime soon. But that is, that's a bit of a risky tactic. If you finish closing up the development and the release cycle on the old game, are you going to leave a big enough gap for the new game? We were just talking about Titanfall 2. Logan's like gagging for that because it's been a few years. He's not had to. They've not eked out all the bits of content.
2014.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So that's more than enough time to want to play another game. Whereas if you've been playing the game and it's not even finished releasing its content until 6 to 8 months before the next game, I don't know. I don't know how they'll feel with that. But it's Star Wars, it'll sell. It'll ship anyway, according to EA. That's exactly what
it's interesting that they said the last, well, they've not named the last DLC, but the last one they've named up to is the Death Star as well. And that's the one that everyone's going to want to play. You just think, I want to be on the Death Star, so you're going to go out and buy a season pass. So they've been tactical by putting that, like, the last known one ideal there as well.
I'm surprised it's taken them this long to announce it, but at least they have announced it. So those that have bought it have got an idea, and those that were going down that route can go, okay, I can make an informed-ish decision about this. But it all depends how much this Outer Rim comes in March. Jabba the Hutt's Palace, brilliant, but is it just one map? Is it going to be a whole new planet? It's got to offer something significant.
I'm assuming it'll be a new map, and there'll probably be sort of a couple of sizes to it, and it just fit some different game modes, and that's pretty much. And I'm assuming there'll be some new skins, potentially some new guns, and that's probably about it.
Yeah, I think it's excessively expensive what they're asking for, but the maps do make multiplayer games, I guess. So if you are getting bored, that's one way to keep it going, I guess. Battlefront bin, that's done. EA, one last point from EA. So this is actually probably the most interesting bit, and we've wasted time, unfortunately, on the other bits. But EA has decided to abandon E3 in favour of a London and LA event. So E3 typically takes place, June, mid-June onwards, and I think this year it kicks off on the 14th, I think. But they're doing, instead of doing their big stand, their big third-party stand in E3, which is technically only for journalists and people within the industry and people that pay an obscene amount of money to go in and see that, they're wiping that out. That's gone, and they're going to have two, it seems like, open consumer events, one in LA and one in London, that start Sunday, June the 12th. No E3 stand, and there's going to be no E3 press conference during the week. They're again moving that to Sunday, so pre-E3, much like Bethesda done last year, and they're also going to do this year. First off, this is a bit of a... they are the world's biggest publisher, that's a fact. Are you surprised them to make such a bold move like this, Mr. Piper?
I think it was a move that was probably needed. I feel that E3 seems to take over the gaming world, and it's all about E3, and I can imagine that they charge these companies like EA and Bethesda and all like
for
that.
For floor space is a fortune.
A lot of money. Whereas they can go off and they can make these announcements at other events and so forth, and
still piggyback onto E3's hype because it's still going on that week.
Exactly. Yeah. You name something, you don't have to be at E3. Like as you said, it's all about the industry people that get to go there. You make an announcement it's going to blow people's minds. It's still going to make all the gaming news. PlayStation have been quite good. I know they have. They're at E3 a lot, but they you can see that they've opened their own sort of conference now and their own experience. So I feel that E3's got its place still within the industry, but
absolutely,
they're definitely trying to spread it out a bit more, and obviously these companies are thinking, well, why don't we? Well, potentially we can create an E3 ourselves by going off and doing our own thing. We don't need to tag on to a whole gaming sort of convention. We can just sort of create our own thing like PlayStation done. It's easy for someone like EA. They've got a lot of good titles behind them, and there'll be plenty of other ones as well.
Yeah. Logan, do you think this is a bit of an FU to E3 saying, look, we ain't paying your price, we're going to go up the road, set one up there, Robert Shafar's brother, we do what we want?
It's interesting, I think. I don't know if other people will end up following suit. That's why.
I don't think they all can. That's the thing. EA is obviously massive. I think it's great for us anyway because there's going to be an event in London. I've sent off to try and get tickets for it. So yeah, to go along to that, I'll be well up for going to that and just having a little wander around and see if it is like a mini kind of EGX but with just EA games, and who knows, maybe some Titanfall 2 will be there. Doubt it, a bit soon.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting move. I'd like to see how it goes. I don't know. I just think it can't ever be a bad thing being at E3. So
no.
And they're not short of money. So I don't know why you'd make that choice to go. Well,
might be flexing your muscles, saying, "Well, look, you don't hold us to ransom. We're big enough. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use your E3 week hype and just pay our own prices where we want." Do you know what I mean?
What did EA do at E3 last year?
So they have a big stand, a big third party stand in the convention centre. So when you go along, you can play games there. It's like an open kind of EGX space. And they also had a press conference during the week, which is at one of the designated kind of press conference zones, and they've got private rooms for journalists to book appointments. Now they're still going to have the private rooms, funny enough, for the journalists to come in and do their previews. So they're not shutting the journalists out. And from what I've read, is that where they're doing it is close enough for them to do it in the E3 space. So a journalist won't have to sort of go, oh, it's either EA or this. They can go along to EA and then still make it back in time to the convention centre to do all the other E3 stuff. So they're not going to lose anything out of this by the sounds of things, apart from maybe save themselves a bit of money.
Perhaps it's a clever ploy.
Yeah.
Maybe it is as simple as that. They've actually done well.
Yeah. I mean, they do have some good titles. I mean, obviously, we spoke about two of them. They're meant to be coming out March 27th. They get a lot of flack for some other things. They do things wrong. But it is a massive corporation, and looks like they're trying to stand on their own 2 feet, albeit still stealing E3 thunder, which, in a business mind, you think that's a smart way of doing things. Right. Sony tries to trademark Let's Play and fail. Ludicrous, wasn't it, this?
I don't know why they've decided that they need.
No need, is there?
Yeah,
but literally no need for
We're
this.
We're sick of all these people calling them Let's Plays.
We'll have it.
Huh? It's just it's like, how can you coin a catchphrase like that?
I'm going to coin hello.
I just don't. Well, this is what.
How far do these need to go? I mean, it is for a firm who is obviously in people's good books because they're selling a shitload of consoles. They're pissing it. Then you do things like this and you think, what are you doing?
I don't understand what Bright Sparks decided they need to do.
Well, some project manager probably. He wanted to keep his job.
Project managers, new
they
projects.
Run the world, mate. They run the world.
Fucking ruin the world.
But it's interesting. It's come at the same time, roughly, as and I don't know how much you know about this, but in the world of YouTube, there's a channel called Define Brothers that do React videos.
Stop promoting others.
No, they're pretty big. They don't need any more. They've got millions of followers. But they've tried to copyright the words React in the title of films. So not in films, in videos. So like The World Reacts or Grannies React, and it's where people show them content and they go, oh, and like that.
Yeah.
And literally everyone in YouTube went up in all over it. Said you can't just keep copyrighting, stopping other people doing work. And their subscription base pretty much went down to the same as Dimp Digital,
which is very high.
Still. Very good.
We keep afloat. I haven't got the sort of profit drops that Nintendo have, which we'll come on to in a bit. But
are we going down the route now where people are going to start copyrighting Let's Play, Let's Talk, React, and
Dimp?
Are we going to then get to the stage where people can't put out content like this podcast or YouTube videos because the way they've worded something or the creative freedom, and will that then stop people being able to be creative and just do things for fun like this? It's interesting. It's interesting in the long run.
Well, I guess the kind of promising thing is that Sony look like they're pretty much going to fail this venture, so the trademark unions obviously are stopping these sort of claims going in. So as long as that keeps happening, people won't be able to do it. Essentially, it's all about whether the union obviously lets them do it. And in this case, Sony looked like they failed. But I didn't know about that React one. That's interesting. So it looks like it's not just Sony, the bad guys, but everyone's at it. It seems. PlayStation's PS Plus free games for March are back up for vote.
Yes.
So we've got 3 choices. It's been a little while, hasn't it? Because it seems a long time. I mean, Grow Home, wasn't it? I think we all voted for. I did anyway. And we got on this last thing. I can't remember there being one in between that, and that seemed like a little while ago. But we've got Action Henk, Assault Android Cactus, and Broforce. And to be honest, I've only really heard of Broforce. So I'm probably going to vote for that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's the same. Broforce is pretty much the only one. It's interesting. It's a cart played game
co-op,
as well.
Yeah.
So
more co-op seeping into our fucking lives,
saturating that fucking market.
It has been a long time. I know what you mean. They said, "Oh, we're going to bring this new feature out." And it seems like they're doing it once every 6 months, maybe once every 4 months, so maybe 3 times a year. They're going to do it now. That sort of rings true. So. Yeah, but it's always good to have choice. But once again, I feel like with this and like the last time they did it, they haven't put what I call like free AAA type games. They give them for free relatively old games that have been around a fair little while, or ones that people don't really care an awful lot about. So I feel like I've got choice, but actually usually I tend to get better games when I don't have choice.
Do you want shit on your toast, or do you want bloody mushrooms on your toast?
Mushrooms, easy choice.
I don't know, mate. I don't like them.
Love
I think
them.
The shit choice would be appealing if I'm not hungover. Are you gonna cast your vote, Logan, because you didn't have a PlayStation when this was done, or are you gonna stay out of it?
I can't be trusted. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll let someone that does make the choice for me.
And then moan about it when it's not the one you wanted.
Yeah. Well, this is what annoys me. I think if you did know what you're doing, and then all these fucking snurks are just voting for Broforce, you go, fucking hell, the Cactus game's awesome.
Yeah.
You didn't know. That's what I mean. I need to leave people. I ain't doing my research into a bloody free game, so somebody can choose for me, and I'll download it and make a choice. None of these. The only game that I've actually downloaded that I've gone right, that is actually worth my time.
Rocket League.
What I even paid for that, but
shit.
That would be the only one that was available for a free game that I've gone right. Well, that is actually
The Walking Dead Season 2.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't even played that.
Well, there you go.
I downloaded it, but I've been worn out by bloody Telltale at the minute. I need a break from it.
Infamous First Light, that was a decent one as well. They've done some decent stuff, but like you said, there's been no... Until we get Knack, which was a launch title, then you ain't getting anything AAA, as people would say, I don't think, because that's the gatekeeper for me. If they can't get Knack Secure, which is a first-party Blade developed game and launched with the PS4, then they can't even give that away now. Like people just are not interested in that. So you think that'll be one of them? Just let's get it on free. Maybe someone will download it and review it again. Maybe stupid Dimp will do it 2 years later, and we'll get a couple more buys out of it. Some sort of bollocks like that. But until that comes, the gate is closed as far as I'm concerned. Nintendo profits drop 32%. So that's not good news.
Bad news for Hall.
Well, bad news for Hall, but maybe they're signalling change. Maybe this is the change, but. Their sales actually only dropped. Their sales dropped very little, but their actual profit dropped, which has to be concerning for someone with a business head on. But I'm not going to try and divulge into that too much. But what was surprising was Splatoon shifts 4 million copies, so that's more than Bloodborne, more than Drive Club. They were both about 2 million each, more than Forza, and more than Halo 5, which Halo 5 is the Xbox One's granddaddy of them all. And Splatoon's come out, brand new IP on a console that not many people have got, and it's sold more thus far. Does that surprise you, Logan? That sort of stat?
Nah.
The games that it's beating out. Bearing in mind, there's I think there's sort of like 15 million Wii U's at the moment. There's 39 million PlayStations. Yet Bloodborne's getting half the sales, and so's Drive Club. And Drive Club's been out much longer.
I don't know if it's just to do with the fact that the Asian market loves it.
Well, yeah, they are strong,
and they will just. I think they'll just buy it. I don't necessarily think they're all playing Call of Duty over there. I think they're all playing Nintendo. They're a bit like that, aren't they? Yeah. Like they drive their own cars. They don't tend to drive a lot of.
They don't steal them, yeah. Don't if that's what you mean.
No, I mean like they drive. They tend to support their own. I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they do with Sony and Nintendo.
Well, that's why Xbox is an absolute shambles over. It sells about 4 a week.
I don't understand how they've not identified that market and gone, right, we need to somehow appeal to them. They can't even get it right for me.
No. Well, they've got no hope, have they? Completely different culture.
But anyway,
and obviously Japan's got a lot of its own development studios there. They do a lot of. There's a lot of games that we don't even get that just pop out over there and done in that style. But 4 million is surprising. But then, I'm not being horrible, but what else could they have bought on the Wii U this year? Mario Maker, maybe Yoshi's Woolly World. Two free games tops in the whole year. You're going to sell 4 million, aren't you? If that's all you've got.
Yeah.
That's the only game that's coming out.
Splatoon. What are the other options? You ain't got any. Well, I'll get that for Christmas then.
Yeah.
Do they do Christmas? I don't really know over there.
They didn't have any major release over Christmas, apart from obviously Mario Maker, but that was a little bit earlier, so they probably didn't count in that window. But, I think the limited options is what's driving that. And people going, this is a great success story. And it is. But if they had all the third party support on that system, Splatoon's not selling 4 million. I don't think.
I don't think so.
They're going to buy other games. Still a great game though. Not slagging it off. Fantasy Gaming Draft. Quick update on that. XCOM 2 has been released, and its provisional score on Game Rankings is 89.93 as I record this. So that I'm happy with that. That's one of my choices.
Does that stay like that?
XCOM's always going to be a high rated game though.
Yep, that's why I chose it.
It's one of those ones that's got a niche market that everyone loves it.
Yeah, I've got XCOM 1. But yeah, will it stay like that, Logan? There's still probably a few more reviews that have got to be curated, but it's not going to drop or increase massively. So anything over 85 I'm happy with. Especially when half your games ain't even coming out.
They ain't going to, mate. I went for The Last Guardian as well, I think, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's a real disaster in itself.
The trouble with that as well is, as much as people want to love it, if it's shit, people will say it's shit because it's been in development 7 years. They'll get up that. They will get up that, and that could be unfortunate. And I'm worried about No Man's Sky. I know Piper is definitely not. What did we have this program called? BBC. It was called The Beautiful Gamers, wasn't it?
Yep.
So this past week on the BBC, it's on iPlayer still. So if you live in the United Kingdom, you can go and download that and watch it. But we had a BBC program. Dan Walker presented it to do with gaming and football games essentially. And it was a decent watch. Piper, as usual, you got bored halfway through and binned it. So this is now a trait of yours, it seems, just sacking things
James.
Can't sit
Keep
down.
me entertained. That's all I want.
Yeah, Logan, did you watch all the way through this?
Yep.
One of my main takeaways of this was, I won't discuss it word for word what happened, but the average playtime on Football Manager was 250 hours.
That didn't surprise me.
I know it doesn't surprise you, but that is mad. Well, it's not mad, is it? But
that includes people that literally bought it and went, nah.
Yeah. The people that just went 2 hours and binned it.
Yeah.
Does that shock
what's
you?
yours standing at the moment? That's interesting.
I'll tell you what. We'll come back to that quickly in a second once we've at the end of the podcast. We'll be at the end on the comment. Yeah, right at the end. Wait for
it. Stay to the end. You'll find out.
Stay to the end.
Yeah. Tune in and find out Logan's hours.
My hours put in.
And this is on Football Manager 15 or 16. It'll be 15.
Whatever ones are on there.
Oh right.
The hours of each.
You're going to create all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Collate all of them. Excellent.
But yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's got so much longevity, that game, for me.
Yeah.
You can literally play it, no problem, all year. So from November to November.
Yeah.
And I think it even peaks when the season's finished.
Right.
So honestly, it is fantastic. I mean, I know that it gets stick still for being probably bloated and stuff, but there is
spreadsheet, isn't it?
There's not a better game out there
that does this.
No,
that is a fact.
Just isn't, and that is a fact. So it doesn't surprise me at all. And the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes is phenomenal as well. So
yeah,
for a game that, I mean, I haven't actually picked up the full version this year, but for a game that at most is £35 really. To get that, you get your pound, your buck out of it easily. It's just a phenomenal game.
They got something like they saying something like 16,000 scouts around the world that just go and watch games, and they were showing that like one of the scouts that went and watched like the under 18s FA Cup,
Forest and
pretty much like 10 people attend to watch just to start marking the scores against the players, and then they'll keep an eye on them and they'll go back to the games, and they've got all these people around the world just watching every single game to make sure that the data in their game is as accurate as possible. So much so that actually football clubs now use the data that Football Manager gather for their game to actually base their sort of scouts, to send their scouts out and say, look, this guy's got good stats on Football Manager. Can you go out and go and have a look at him, see if it's holds true?
Yeah. And also you'll notice on transfer deadline day, if you ever watch BBC or even Sky, I think BBC definitely have this, but in the ticker section where it comes through saying so and so's doing this, there's actually a Football Manager gamer specialist on there who will give his input based on the game, saying, oh, he's got good pace, and give like an opinion based on the game itself. So no one does this better.
Phenomenal.
And they put an absolute. I know we slag it off for being the same each year, but it's not the same each year because they are scouting 24/7.
I called Kurt Zuma way before he was at Chelsea, and there's a few others. I could give you my tips for this year based on
maybe that should be a video.
Yeah, But
it should be.
At the end of this video, I'll
Committed.
give you my hours for each of the football managers of the last 5 years.
God, that'd be some good listening.
But I don't know as well as away from Football Manager and back to the show.
Yes, sorry.
There was the guy on there that was from Pez.
Adam Batty. I felt so sorry for the
He
bastard.
just was getting on my tits. I just
Wow.
it was just like no one wanted him there. No one cared. Everyone wanted someone from FIFA there, and you could see that it was just like this. Like I would rather watch the England captain who was on there that clearly had no idea about gaming than watch him.
They made a mistake putting a PR person on there because you could tell that was what he was there to do, and I thought, you're making this too explicitly obvious, mate. You're really fighting a battle here.
I felt sorry for the poor bastard. All you heard the whole programme pretty much was how successful FIFA was, how big FIFA was, how good FIFA was. Oh, look at this YouTuber, he gets 8 million subscribers, he plays FIFA. And poor old Adam Batty's sitting there, global product manager of Pez, and he's like, what else could he have done? He's had it.
He kept trying. The thing is, he kept trying to sell Pez like, oh, we do this, we do that, and it's just like, yeah, but you're second rate now, mate. You're not top.
No.
Yeah, I didn't.
The problem is they've got the juggernaut of EA behind them on FIFA, and they've got the money. They're
I think he even said that they've got the money. He was even like likening it towards them having more money in almost like a football situation. But yeah, it is a shame. But Pez is a very good game this year. I've got the free My Club version. I actually sunk about 10. Nah, not 10. That's a lie. 5 to 6 hours into that. And I was enjoying it, but then stopped, binned it. But yeah. BBC football gaming programme called The Beautiful Gamers. It's on BBC iPlayer for those that have access to that. Download it. It's 90 minutes long. It's not. I say it was 90 minutes. It went for an hour and 20. Get in there and watch that. One last piece I want to just cover off before I let everybody go. And you may not have even seen this, YouTube, but I would like to get your reaction to this. There's a Reddit user that has caught out thousands of Counter-Strike Global Offensive cheats. So the user's name's Android L, and what he essentially done is he created 3 different fake hacks that promise things from like unlimited ammo to unlimited health, or ways to kind of view the map outside of your first person zone that otherwise are not possible. Obviously in the game none of these exist. It's a competitive shooter at the end of the day. But what he actually done is in the exploits he actually put in a kind of like a trigger that would set off Valve's anti-cheat system on Steam. And between 3,000 and 5,000 of these cheaters downloaded it and started playing it and have been banned.
That is good.
That's genius.
It's a bit
that
like
is genius.
That is, but
it's the Wild West on the internet, mate. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
You don't get done over that sort of shit. But Android L, well done, mate. I think that's fantastic work. Let's wrap this up then. If you guys want to contact us, you can via Twitter. It's at Dimp Digital, Facebook.com/Dimp Digital, or email us using dimpdigitalmedia@gmail.com. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. And obviously, if you've got an Android device, download Player FM. There's the app there for you guys, and you can connect with us and many other different podcasts around the world. Do not forget about the website, dimpdigital.com. It's flying. There are blogs, there's news, there's all sorts of shit going up there at the moment. So there's actually a little bit of a hive of activity. Chappers is doing a really good job at keeping that going and posting content on there. And we will update all our videos and podcasts will be centralised in there if you want to get us that way. And obviously the YouTube channel's there, youtube.com/Dimp Digital for all of our reviews, Let's Talks and other bits and pieces that we're doing. That's it for now though. Game over. It's goodbye from Logan.
bye.
It's goodbye from Piper.
Ta-da.
And it's goodbye from me, Apps. Thanks for your time, and ta-da. What's this fucking Football Manager stat?
I was going to say, we fucked that, didn't we? Did we not?
No. It's meant to be in this bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to actually read it out to the fucking 2 people, me and yourself, that listen to this bit at the end.
Yep. More people skip forward to this bit, I found.
I have skipped forward the whole video before just to listen to this bit.
Fucking hell.
And then forgotten to listen to the rest, so...
What episode was that?
Most of them.
Fucking hell.
Fuck's sake, our own Dimp team not even listening.
I found it's more useful now that I'm in an office-based job. I can actually listen to them. So
stop listening on YouTube.
Oh, I've been listening via Player FM.
That's going in. That's definitely going in. That bit's kept. What are these hours then, Logan?
Football Manager 2012. This isn't as bad as I actually thought it was going to be.
It's going to be fucking awful. I remember seeing these stats before. So
no, this is okay. Football Manager 2012, 450 hours.
That's over the average already.
Yeah.
2012. Jesus.
450 hours.
Yeah.
Football Manager 2013, 644 hours.
Fuck me.
How can someone play a game for that long?
It's always on.
This is good though. Football Manager 2014, 1,558 hours.
Jesus.
What, do you not see Jody?
We ain't done yet. Football Manager 2015, 1,222 hours.
And you still playing that?
No. Football Manager 2016 demo.
Yeah.
20 hours.
On a demo?
On a demo.
Jesus.
Can you add all that together? What's it come to? How much of your life have you wasted on Football Manager? That's
3,894 hours.
Have you just done that, have you?
Just, yeah.
Well
and how many? Divide that by 24?
Well, yeah. Ah, fucking Excel's let me down. How'd you do it? I sit on spreadsheets all day. 162 days.
Fucking, that's a third of the year.